A few months ago, my uncle sent me a message on WhatsApp. I open up my phone, click the link inside it, and it takes me to an article about AI psychosis. So someone that's experienced psychosis twice and someone that literally uses AI like all the time to run my business, I thought like I probably should do a little bit of digging into this because I have no idea what this is. I've never heard this term before. So when I looked into it properly, and I'm not gonna lie, I used AI to look into this as well as doing a bit of Googling as well. What I found like genuinely surprised me, and I think I can have a bit of my take on this, and I think it might help you as well, or help you develop your understanding of it. So first off, AI psychosis isn't an actual diagnosis, which you can probably imagine, and it's not something that you'll ever find in a doctor's manual. Basically what it is a nickname that people came up with like last year, so 2025. It's like a term that people started noticing who were spending hours talking to chatbots like your ChatGPTs, your Claude, your Gemini, etc. And what they found is they were starting to believe things that weren't necessarily true. And psychosis is kind of this delusional thinking, if you like, amongst a number of other things. Some were thinking the AI is God. And you can imagine that, like you're generating instant answers this quickly, like you've never seen anything like it before. Some users were even falling in love with the AI models, and I'm sure they still are now. And the longer the conversation went on, the deeper they sort of sink into this rabbit hole, if you like. And when I looked into this, I found that it's not just a handful of people either. So here's the bit that like sort of stopped me in my tracks and I had to reread it twice. So OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, published their own numbers on this, the AI psychosis. And they reckon that about 0.07% of their weekly users show possible signs of developing a mental illness related to mania or psychosis. And initially you think, right, that sounds tiny, like 0.07%. But then you remember that ChatGPT has around 800 million weekly users. So that 0.07% works out to be around 560,000 people every single week. And all of a sudden you're like, they're quite drastic numbers. So why does this actually happen? Now, here's the answer to the question that I get asked quite a lot. So is AI changing the way that people think? Well, sort of, and it's kind of simpler than what you might expect. So these tools are built to agree with you, to be helpful, to keep you happy and keep you chatting so you're spending time on the models. So they mirror you, they flatter you, they run with kind of like whatever you give them. You've probably seen this yourself. Like that's lovely, like when you're writing an email. But if someone turns up using these tools with a paranoid thought or a grand idea about themselves, the AI won't push back like a mate would down the pub. It nods along, it validates it. It's like an echo chamber, but like with an audience of one. So the way you prompt it really does shape what comes back. And for a vulnerable person, that loop can take a small distorted thought and like blow it right up into like serious delusions. To be fair, for most people, like this isn't creating madness out of nowhere, so you haven't got to worry, but it tends to amplify something that was already there, taking something small and making it quite big. But here's where I land on it and where people aren't really talking about from this research that I've done. And this is just my view. Yes, I do think like AI psychosis can be more likely, but not just because of that echo chamber thing. There's more of a second reason, I believe, that no one's really talking about. And it's one that hits home for me. So if you think about how people are living right now, people are like genuinely terrified by getting left behind in this AI world. People are up till say 2 a.m. trying to get ahead, build agents for their businesses, including me. Or people that are just trying to learn it from scratch. So you're spending more time talking to these chatbots. It's fascinating. That's obviously going to cause lack of sleep or less deep sleep. If these agents are running while you're asleep, your mind's elsewhere, not focusing on rest. And lack of sleep is obviously like a major contributing factor for psychosis, and it was for me. So my view is that yes, people are going down these rabbit holes, but also there's lack of sleep, they're wired, they're trying to get ahead, and that's causing this psychosis. So the two could go hand in hand. But no, I just want to make clear, like I don't believe AI is some like evil mind control machine, like far from it. It's just a tool. But I do think the way that we're using it, like that sort of validation loop and that lost sleep is a real risk. Definitely worth taking seriously. Like the tech isn't going anywhere, but the one thing that you can't outsource to an agent or a model is your sleep. Just protect it. Think, is that extra hour of building really worth it? I would say probably not. Protect your health, protect your sleep. And at the end of the day, what we're going to have left is that human interaction. So look after yourself, look after your health, and let that thrive through this journey and this transition of AI. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you subscribe. That really helps the channel grow. And I will see you in the next one.